Hello everyone! Welcome to another How to Script in Valheim video. In today's episode, we're going to learn how to debug your scripts. Once you have everything set up correctly, you'll have the BepInEx console, and this will show you any mistakes or errors in the script that might be breaking. But that'll only show up if you're in single player. For a server, you can also have a console, but it depends on the server host that you use. On many hosts, you have to actually look at the log file by going into BepInEx, and then you can look at this log output here. Either way, let's make sure you can get yourself to this point, where there's a log showing up with the information that you want about Expand World Prefabs. The really important thing to start off with is to verify that Expand World Prefabs is loading, and it sees the data entries and prefab rules. For clarity's sake, it considers an entry anything that starts with -name. So this here would be one entry, and it's the same thing for the prefab scripts. Each -prefab is one entry. So what you can see on the screen here is one entry there, a second entry, and a third entry. Now we can go into our BepInEx log, and you can see that we have a new line here that says Expand World Prefabs reloading prefab rules. That's our confirmation that the script is loading. It's completely possible that you don't see any of this information in your BepInEx log. First things first, we need to locate your BepInEx config file. To do so, go into your R2 Modman profile, and then go into Settings, Browse Profile folder. This will open up the profile that contains the BepInEx folder. Go to Config, and then you should see the BepInEx config file right here. Once we're in the BepInEx config, there's a couple values here that I recommend changing. The first one we're going to look for is the chain loader. We want to make sure that the chain loader is set to hide the manager game object. And then under logging console, we want to ensure that enable showing a console for log output is set to true. And then I also find that this setting is helpful as well. Set prevent close to true. Once you've adjusted your BepInEx config file and then launched Valheim after that, you should be able to see these messages in your BepInEx log. It's very important that you know how to troubleshoot issues that arise, because that's going to be one of the backbones of your learning process. At this point, you should be able to save your prefab script and also your data script, and then look at the BepInEx console. You should see all of your data get loaded. You should see all of your prefab rules get loaded. If this is not happening for you, then something is wrong. Sometimes installing Expand World Prefabs for the first time can be a bit of a headache, but trust me, once you get it installed, this is just something in the past you'll completely forget about. So now I'm going to assume that you're on the same page. You have a running copy of Expand World Prefabs in single player, and when you refresh your files, you can see that Expand World Prefabs outputs the number of rules you have and the number of data entries that you have. So now I'll teach you a couple important techniques that'll allow you to keep your scripts clean and figure out what's going wrong. First things first, YAML lint. This is an incredibly useful tool. YAML files have to have certain naming conventions and spacings. For example, if I were to add a space here, this would corrupt everything after this entry. We can drop it into this YAML lint tool. We get a direct line to where things are wrong. So it says to look at 9688. So here we are back in the file, and we're going to scroll to 9688 and look at that. It noticed that there is a space here. It's not going to catch every issue. That being said, this will catch a lot of the beginner mistakes that you're liable to make with spacing. It's important that every time you update a script, you just put it in this real quick, just in case. Now, moving forward from that, whenever I write something like prefab, it actually gives me the option to autocomplete all of the prefabs from Valheim. And if I were to forget what I'm doing and leave something invalid, we can see that it notices that this is missing information. This is all thanks to Halowa's work. Haloa is the creator of the wiki that we used earlier to identify prefabs, but there's also some other majorly useful tools for EWP scripters. This tool will give you immediate feedback as you're writing scripts. When you do something invalid, you're going to see it. And this is huge. But for now, I just wanted to let you know that these options exist. Moving forward, now we can look at the actual BepInEx log itself. Let's say that you've put something on the server already and it's busted. Something's wrong. Well, if you're lucky, you can actually look at the log and see exactly what's happening that's producing the problem. There's actually already an error here. You can see it says, warning, expand world prefabs, data entry not found, not persistent. Depending on where this data entry is missing, it can have cascading consequences. Now that we know there is a data entry missing called not persistent, what's the most effective way to isolate that missing entry? Well, if you're lucky and you're starting off in the beginning, you have everything in one small little file. So all you have to do is just go Ctrl F and then search for the missing data reference that showed up in the BepInEx log. Typically, this error is caused because you made a typo in one of your references, or you just completely forgot to do the data in the first place. You'll just be able to Ctrl F to look for where the problem is. There's a more advanced method that you can use where you can search through multiple files, and this is actually how I manage things on the Enigma project. For now, I'll just explain that you can do Ctrl Shift F. Instead of just finding a phrase in one file, this is going to look through a predetermined folder, and look at that, boom. What happened is I made a typo. I had an E instead of an A. This made expand world prefabs try and find not persistent. It's almost always going to be your own mistake, a mistake in syntax, a space somewhere it's not supposed to be. Either way, now that I isolated the typo and I fixed it, I can just save the file. Let's also refresh the data file. And then boom, look at that. It loaded everything without giving us any kind of error or problem. Now you know the basics of debugging your expand world prefabs installation. If you've watched the whole video and covered everything and you still can't get these messages to show up, then comment below and I'll try and help you out. Make sure to subscribe so you can catch the rest of this series. There's a whopping 1 video per day until the series completes, and I'm expecting it to be dozens of episodes. This is an exhaustive course that will cover everything that I know about expand world prefabs. So make sure to stay tuned if that's what you're interested in. Alternatively, you could rent your own dedicated Valheim server using my link, jpvalheim at Zap Hosting. Either way, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.